Hi guys, back again. Just a quick update on what I've done. Just thought I'd keep you all in the loop. Obviously, I didn't make a video of me actually fitting the water pump, because obviously I've showed little bits and pieces as I've been insulating my tanks and that lot. So I'll just show you how I've done it. Obviously I haven't fitted two isolators like some people do, where they fit an isolator so they can take the pump off and work on it. Because obviously, anyway, I'll show you. I've done it a little bit different. Now then, there's the pump. The pump I've purchased is the Shurflow Trail King. It's a 30 psi pump. The little black like oval bottle at the side, that's an accumulator. Basically that stops the pump kicking on and off. So as you turn the tap on, there's actually some pressure in the cylinder. There's a rubber diaphragm, and you pressurise the top part. You can pressurise it yourself to whatever you want, but usually you can buy and pressurised up to 30 psi. Obviously if you've got a 40 psi pump, you'll want that accumulator set at 40 psi. The cable comes in down here. That's 2.5mm square. The earth's connected to the earth. The positive feed runs on through the van, and up there, I don't know whether you can see, there's going to be a switch so I can isolate the pump. You've got the water inlet here, and this here is a strainer, so if it does suck any particles through, it'll catch them all in the strainer before it goes through the pump, so stopping any damage. Now the accumulator I was going to use was the Fiamma, but the inlets where the pipes screw into it, that very tacky and cheap. I mean, basically it is half the price, but it looks cheap, it feels cheap, and as you start tightening the adapters up, it tends to jump the threads and cross threads. So I took it back and I thought, bite the bullet, spend a little bit more and go with Shurflow. It is, you can see the quality in it at the end of the day. Now as you can see, there's no isolator. Now this side of the pump isn't pressurised, and the other side of the pump is. So what I've done, there's a 90-degree elbow, and then before the T-piece on the bottom, that there is a one-way valve. So obviously when the pump's pressurised, the water will go through, nothing can come back. So if I do want to work on this, I can turn it off, just turn the tap off, turn the tap on a little bit just to release some of the pressure, and take it off. The water, this side, will automatically drain back down to the water tank, and the water on the other side can't come back because obviously it's a one-way valve feeding down into it, into the water, into the pipes. So the only water I'm going to have is what is in the pump and what's in the accumulator there. Now as you can see, the water will come in on that side, pumped through into the accumulator, it'll come out on this side, down, there's the one-way valve, the T-piece there, pumps through across, comes down there, that is the feed for the kitchen sink, and the other cold water feed goes round the back of the bench, down the side, and that goes down there into the boiler there at the bottom, heating it up. There's a wire joint which goes through, that's the pressure relief drain valve, so it goes, bypasses that, round the corner at the side of the boiler and into the shower. Right, so obviously the little valve there, if I want to drain the system down, if I open that, turn the pump off, obviously it's pressurised, the water will drain through outside underneath the van, and if I open one of the taps or turn the shower on, the water that's in the pipe will backfeed, run back down the pipe and drain out onto the floor. Obviously I ain't going to get a siphon effect because it needs the pump. It's not going to pull the water out the tank, and there's the one-way valve which is pressurised as well, so it ain't going to pull any water through. Now to turn the pump on, obviously there's a 10 amp power supply at the fuse box. Power cable comes through here into a little hole. I'm actually going to feed a 240 supply through here. It runs at the back of the board and comes out here. Now the 240 supply, that's also going to come out. That's connected to the inverter, so I can have a double socket here. Then that's the power cable. That will go up here, and on the side of the cupboard where the cabinet comes out here, on the side of the cupboard, this will be the switch to turn the pump on. So basically the negative's already connected to the pump. Down there, the positive feeds up, comes to the isolator switch, turn it on, the feed will make a connection, obviously then the pump will come on. It'll prime, as it's a self-priming pump, suck the water from the tank into the pump, and as the pressure builds up, obviously as long as there's a tap open, once the pressure builds up to 30 psi, there's actually a switch in the bottom of the pump which turns the pump off. There is a small screw on the bottom, so you can adjust it if it's coming on too much or not coming on quick enough. You can adjust the screw on the bottom of the pump for the pressure. But as you can see there, the cables will come up here. There's two more wires there. That is the power supply for the monitor for the water levels, so I need a power supply for that, and also a power supply for my gas tank monitor. The negative though for the gas tank has to be connected to an earth for the body, rather than an earth to the battery. Alright, as you can see, I've painted all the cladding around this side, mounted my controller for the max air fan, diesel heater, and let's just show you, the control panel for the Truma boiler, which is all connected and working now. I had a chap come over who does all the caravan servicing, and he checked all the pipe works and signed it off for me. Obviously the gas was fitted by Auto Gas 2000, so I've got a certificate for that. So I didn't particularly want anything. That little cable there, that's going to be for my little reading light that I'm having fitted. So obviously I didn't want anything connected up without having it checked. Obviously, I say I'm quite competent to connect a gas pipe up myself. That's the connection there for the gas boiler. That's a barbecue point which is mounted underneath, and that one is going to be for the cooker on there. So I'm quite competent to connect a gas boiler up, but I just had it checked just to make sure. Right, sorry this video's only a small one, but I say with work I'm just trying to do little bits and pieces, and if I stop and start filming everything I don't really have a lot of time. Obviously next thing on the agenda over the back there is get this shower cladded. I've got the Santa clad all ready to do it, but get that done. Also down by the side rail down here, these are the bolts that go through that hold the side rail for the sliding door. There was a little bit of corrosion. Just up the top corner there. So I thought, right, before I do anything, I'm going to take this side rail off and double check it. Obviously, it's a slightly different colour. I'm having a colour match, a paint colour match made up. For some reason, when they make the paint up for the code, it comes out that colour instead of that colour. It comes out the wrong colour. So I've painted it all at the back. When I took the side rail off, all behind the side rail, in between the bolt holes, it had started to corrode. So if you do have a Peugeot Boxer, Fiat Ducato, Citroen Relay with a side rail like this, before you panel it all up, cover all the bolts up, just take it off and have a look. Basically all it is 6 bolts, and there's a screw just at the side. Obviously you take the screw out first, close the door, take all the bolts off, and this will come away. So I've put new rubber washers and sealer. I've used the butyl mastic that I used when I fitted the Max fan, but I've put a rubber washer, butyl mastic, and just to be on the safe side, once this is all painted in, there is I don't know if it's focus with bleeder, there is a tiny gap just at the back there. I'm going to rub some Sikaflex, I think it's 221, something like that, just a very thin bead of Sikaflex all the way along, just to stop any water going down the back. So I say, next job on the agenda is to clad all this, put a cover on for the fan, fit the toilet in. I will actually do a video and show you. Obviously I'm going to make some stencils. I'm not going to show you me cutting it out. Anybody can, well, I say anybody, yeah. Once I've made the stencil, I'll show you the stencil, I'll show you the Santa clad, I'll show you how I put the glue on the wall, and then I'll mate it up. I've got a small roller, I'll roller it, get it on, but obviously that's another video. Also, I can put some insulation up in here now and close the vapour barrier off. Then I can sort out window frames, cladding on the top here. Also I made a little wooden piece goes across there. I'm going to paint that white, and underneath inside I'm just going to put 2 small pieces of plywood with a couple of holes cut out for the door catches on that side, one that side, paint that white, fix it all in place, and then I can screw a small curtain rail, and obviously you won't see that, that'll be hidden behind, but that'll be painted white. And same this side, clad this. I've closed the vapour barrier off there for the insulation, and same again, little window frame, sort out what I'm doing with the back. It'll probably be 6mm ply with a little bit of closed cell foam padding, and then carpet, and then finish with the benches. Okay then guys, thanks for watching this video. I know it ain't been up to much this week, but I say I've been trying to do little bits and pieces while I've had the time, and obviously doing the door as well, getting that paint done and sealing it all off again. That took a little bit of time. So if you've enjoyed watching this, if you've got any questions, stick them down in the comments and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching anyway guys. If you'd like to subscribe, much appreciated. And I say thanks again, and I'll catch you all later.